Every instructional designer and training developer does things a little different, and that's okay. Some have meetings and ask questions. Some involve the meeting attendees and use sticky notes to brainstorm content. Some use a training analysis template. I do all of these things. I ask questions, I use sticky notes, and I use a template to document the discussion. I love sticky note brainstorming sessions because it can really help you get down to the details of what should be included. But it is very difficult to get people in a place long enough to do this exercise well. If you can, you will be glad that you did. Now, let me tell you how I run my meeting. A couple of years ago, I had the privilege of going through a Farazi Greenlight program about building organizational culture. The program was founded by Keith Farazi, who authored Never Eat Alone. In the program, we were taught some basic principles for fostering collaboration. I have incorporated some of the basic yet powerful tenets of that program into my scoping meetings. At the start of every scoping meeting, I thank everyone for participating, go over the agenda, state that the goal of the meeting is to complete the training analysis, specifically step 3 of the training analysis, and I review the ground rules that I have for the meeting. Then I ask for everyone's agreement on the ground rules, the goals, and the agenda. I also ask for a volunteer or two to help us keep on task and stick to the agenda. In the Farazi Greenlight program, we refer to these individuals as Yodas. I then explain the volunteer's role and that the volunteer has been empowered to bring us back to the agenda anytime a member of the group takes us off on a tangent. You won't believe how powerful this is in managing the scoping meeting, or any other meeting for that matter. As you can imagine, different people have different perspectives on what is important to include in a training. Keeping the conversation on the training analysis and empowering people to keep the group focused is very effective. The scoping meeting is the ideal place to ask clarifying questions and ask for commitments. We'll cover this more in a couple of minutes with step 3 of the training analysis. After going over the expectations of the meeting, it's time to dig in and get more information. You can get more information by going through each of the questions listed in step 3 and by asking clarifying questions as you go. Step 3 of the training analysis has many questions because there is a lot that you need to know. If someone gives you vague answers or pushes off an answer, I give you permission to lean in. Leaning in means you ask questions until you have the information that you need. People don't love more questions. They don't love being put on the spot or getting specific enough to be held accountable. Sometimes you have to push them outside of their comfort zone to get to the real answers. As an instructional designer or training developer, you own getting that information. Digging deeper and leaning in may push you out of your comfort zone too. The good news is that this discomfort does not last forever. Just push and lean in politely. Now, here are the questions you will cover. What are the goals of the training? This is important to know because you have to know what the training must achieve in order to make sure the content you create delivers on the goals. Who is the audience? Tell me about them. What do they know? How receptive to the training will they be? It's important to know experience level with the content. For example, you wouldn't want to train a bunch of millennials how to download an app. You might just train them on how the app could be used. What should the learner be able to do following the training? Is there a skill that they should be able to demonstrate? Get specific. This info will become your learning objectives. How will you know if the goals and learning objectives were met or achieved? This gives you additional clarity on what you need to include in the content.